What's up, chess player? How to manage your time throughout the whole game. Today, I'm gonna play this 10-minute game together with you. I'm gonna explain my thoughts and I'm gonna focus on the topic of time management. So, how do you allocate your time? How do you understand where to spend more time and where to make your moves instantly? And that applies basically to all time controls, but I'm going to especially focus on rapid and blitz chess. So, of course, in the beginning, you should be able to make your moves faster because that's the opening and you should know your stuff. I always say that you need to understand your openings. And if you're playing rapid, blitz, online chess, you don't actually need to learn a lot of openings. Just need to understand one very well. Like this opening here, the King's Indian defense, the B3 variation. I've created an entire course about this line, the 10-day opening mastery. You might know from this channel. If not, the link would be in the description. There, I explain in so many details, cover so many variations, and of course the ideas are the key thing here, not to memorize all of the lines. That doesn't help you a lot. And then even if my opponent does something weird, something I haven't, like I cannot cover everything, right? And I cannot remember everything. But if I know the ideas, then I don't really care that much what my opponent is doing. I need to acknowledge it, understand his ideas. But if I know that I have to play d5 and open up this diagonal, then I don't need to waste that much time. So I'm not saying you have to spend too much of your time in terms of your opening preparation, especially if you're under 2000. This is not the best thing for you, not the most important one. It would be rather a calculation that I would suggest you focus on because that decides like 99% of all of your chess games. But you need to have at least one opening, both for white and for black, that you understand very well. All right, knight to a5. There are different options here. I guess I just play c4. I don't really care. Like, you can do a lot of stuff here, but I feel like it's not really connected. You either play that plan and then rook b8 and b5, or you play that plan. But together, I'm not sure if it's so efficient. Anyways, what I need to do is create my play, which should be here. Notice that I have this pawn chain, and it's usually like a hint for you in terms of what to do, how to continue. So I need to do that and attack in the center. So yeah, my opponent plays a6, preparing the move b5. It's very good, like he is doing his stuff, I'm doing my stuff. I might remember. Yeah, no, that wasn't the idea. I thought about some crazy bishop c3 queen d2 lines, but it's never possible because of 94 and I actually end up in trouble. Okay, he obviously wants to play that. So I need to play 4. Not sure. I guess I just play 4. I mean, I'm playing as white, I have a more active position. Yes, he has this plan, which is quite good. Great in difficulties for me, but come on, like, I shouldn't be afraid of that. I should still go forward. I have to decide though what do I do after b5 because it's a real threat attacking my c4 pawn. Do I take it? Because e5 itself is not really that dangerous for him. He plays knight g4, my bishop is pinned over there. Maybe I just take. Just take for now, and then I really want to finish my development. That also saves you a lot of time. If you understand that in the opening, even if you don't know the opening theory, you should know the opening principles. You have to focus on the center. You have to develop all of your pieces as fast as possible and as active as possible, and you have to bring your king into the safety. Those are 3 things you must focus every single one of your games in the opening. Yeah, queen c2 is not that great because bishop f5. Queen e2 doesn't protect the bishop. Maybe rook b1, although that feels a little bit weird. Maybe queen c1. That would help. It's not going to be attacked, and it's gonna protect. Yeah. Okay, let me so many opportunities. Like that's the case. When you have so many different moves, you are starting to consider all of them, and then you spend so much time. In most of the cases, you waste so much time. When you play Blitz and Rapid, you should not really do that. You have seen a good move that is developing. Yes, it's not completely great because it doesn't satisfy all of your needs, but it helps you to like achieve those three goals. Remember, my king is already in safety. I already control the center, but I haven't developed all of my pieces still. So I'm doing that. And I'm ready for this idea. But how do I make it possible if the bishop is still hanging? Because he wants to play bishop a6. Maybe b4 is not such a big deal though. Like queen e3 and so what. But still I need to play. Yeah, maybe rook b1 was necessary at the end of the day. Maybe I play e5. Knight g4 I can just play h3, so he has to go here. Can I play e6 and sacrifice my bishop? Takes. Not really. Takes here, king takes, queen check. Goes away. Yeah, I don't feel like I have enough. Knight g5, but just knight e5 or something. That's close, but the only missing thing is this bishop hanging. So annoying. Maybe I play e5, knight goes away, and then I do something. Protect. Now let's do that. Ah, wait. I forgot to check the knight d5 move. So always before you make your move, that's by the way a very good example. It's okay that I have blundered it because it's a very instructive moment. Every time you move, you make your move. Make sure that your opponent, first of all, cannot take this piece or pawn that you're moving, but that's like the first level. The second level is to check all of the active opportunities that your opponent has, starting with checks, captures, and threats. And this is exactly knight d5. Somehow I was focused on this knight attacking the pawn, but he can just take this pawn. And normally I'm not worried about that because I have this c pawn. That is why I automatically somehow didn't think about it. And yeah, that is of course quite a big trouble. But still, okay, my idea was to play knight e4 because now this bishop is protected and I put pressure on here. I really want to open up the center, I want to open up the diagonal. Hopefully this one pawn wouldn't be that important. Although, yeah, kind of is. Now all of his pieces are so active. Although this move in particular is not such a bad thing, I can play that. I do sacrifice another piece, another pawn, sorry. Takes. I mean here, but then knight g5, yeah, I like it. We play knight h4. Because I like the fact that all of his pieces are here, like a lot of pieces, and so I have some advantage on the king side. Okay, he's going for it. Yeah, this version is of course better, but still, knight g5. Yeah, 2 pawns are quite a lot. Although if I'm able to take this one, then, and yeah, I definitely am. Maybe even with the queen. Although knight h5, no, knight h5, I have queen takes, and then I'm threatened. I can take, he plays e6. Then, yeah, still my queen. Not that great there. And bishop takes e5 is also a move with a tempo. Then I don't really need to think that much about it. Because maybe I can put my queen over here. That is normally a very good combination of pieces. Or I start with the move rook to d1. But maybe I don't need my rook on d1. Like I know for sure I like my queen to be here. Yes, I could play also queen f3, but then just e6 and what the queen is doing. Pretty much nothing. And from here he cannot play that anymore. Ah, that is something I completely missed, fortunately. Yeah, that is something that you need more time for, like seeing your opponent's threats. Because it's a move back, and yeah, not necessarily the first thing you think about. Of course, I can still take here, but I didn't really want to lose my beautiful 2 bishops advantage. But I don't really have any choice. The alternative is to go here, but then b4. If I go here, no, that's just faster. Here, the same thing. Yeah, queen b2 wasn't a good move. Played rook d1. Okay, then I have to take. I do still have some activity. Probably this is the best square for the rook now to put some pressure over here, and as long as his pieces are still passive, I still have some chances. Yeah, rook d5, I was expecting this move. Although maybe that's a good opportunity for me to relocate. Maybe not, because rook d2, rook d8, rook d2. Yeah, now I'm spending a lot of time because I don't know what to do. As simple as that. Can I create any threats? I can play queen to c2, but I can here e6 and just go back. Then he has to play that. I take. I actually play queen f6. I like it. As I don't have a better alternative, I'm gonna go for it. Like ideally, I would like to attack that pawn without my queen, but I don't see any way to do that. And I need to create some weaknesses in his camp. Otherwise, I don't have anything. I'm a pawn up. I'm pawn down. I don't have any compensation for it. If I wait just one more move, this rook is gonna come here. Right now, I guess I'm still in time to take here, and I'm creating too many threats. So he has to defend, although he can defend like that. Yeah, can defend like that, but maybe just rook d1. No, yeah, rook d1 is possible. This bishop is not possible to capture. And if he takes, then I win the battle for this file, and otherwise I'm threatening to take here on d5 and then to take here on c5. Yes, so I did spend quite a lot of time. Now I have a disadvantage, but that was a critical moment. And I have not really wasted that time. Okay, now he plays that. So in b2 is not possible. I have to take. Then let's just take and not waste that much time. In d5. Now I have a choice. I can play here. You'll have to do something about the knight, right? Yeah, seems like you have to go here. Then I take knight takes and queen f6 and defend like that. But you're very passive and I have queen h6. I like it. I mean, I can take here, but that's going to the endgame, which is maybe fine for me, but not necessarily that much better. And here, if I have calculated correctly and I don't see any good ways for him to deal with this threat except for knight h5. Ah, wait, queen to d8. But queen to d8 is a move back, a passive move that cannot be too bad for me. I can just probably take there. And one thing I was worried about is some crazy counter threats, sacrifice, and yeah, all like that. Yeah, 94 is actually very, very dangerous because because I take here, he takes here, and I can go here and threaten a checkmate, but he can be the first one to create a checkmate. At f3 and at h3. At f3 seems to be... No, king of 1, knight takes... Yeah, and I don't feel like I can win there. Takes, bishop here, I have knight f6 check, that's what I have noticed. But maybe it's still not that great. Goes away. Then I basically have to take the queen, but he takes my queen. And my knight is still hanging. And I'm still a pawn down. Yeah, that is something I should have invested a little bit more time, but I didn't really have more time. Knight f7? Yeah, but he just exchanges and that doesn't help. Okay, I'm in less than a minute territory, then it means I have to take a risk. Hope that this line somehow will work for me. I don't think I have anything better than that. Maybe that. Knight f3, king f1. Yeah, all I am saving is a pawn. Yes, a pawn is not saving. Not uh, not enough to waste a move, because here I'm at least creating that checkmating attack. Although, yeah, he just plays a5. Just realized it myself. Okay, have to play fast. The endgame is not that bad. Knight is completely offside, despite the fact that I have only 23 minutes. Talking about the time management. Oops. Queen h1, though, then a lot of his pieces would be offside, and that might give me some chances. Because basically checkmate is the only way for me to win the game, I don't think. Yeah, maybe I should have played just queen e3. Why didn't I do it? That is the same endgame. The queen d7, is that a threat? I hope it is. I hope it is. But queen is 3. Maybe queen g4 he still has. Not a big difference. Do I threaten rook takes c5? Okay. Now I play that because that's a double attack, and that is checkmate in 1, and that is also checkmate. Well, yeah, not in every variation, but if he plays that, for example. And I just played it instantly. Maybe there is a checkmate I'm missing here, but that I have here f3, then this queen is completely locked. Just king. Wait, king is 3, no. But king to d2. So let me repeat once, just because I don't have time. I take a risk here, or do I make a draw? Yeah, it's 15 seconds on the clock. I don't think I can afford taking a risk. Okay, that was a very difficult game. Yes, kind of held in terms of time management, but that's also a good example, right? We are here to learn, not to play absolutely perfect game. I really want to take a look at this final position, see if I have any options. So let's do it together. Imagine how cool it would be to play chess without ever having opening troubles again. What if I told you I could teach you all openings you will ever need in just 10 days? You get lifetime access to more than 110 pure value video tutorials, almost 100 practical tasks to apply your knowledge immediately into practice, 30 plus bonus videos to dive 10 times deeper, as well as private community where all questions you might ever have are answered daily. Get the $200 limited time discount with the link in the description and forget about all opening pain once and for all. Somehow I took absolutely the right decision. King f1 is the only move, and this position is equal indeed, because if I play something like king to d2, then there is only one move winning for black, rook to a8. I mean, in the rapid game, it's almost impossible to make such a move. Oh, amazing. Like, I cannot take here because rook is coming back to d8 probably, and that is just absolutely crazy. But rook a8 is completely winning. But queen d4, yeah, okay, that's a human move, and that would be a slightly better endgame for black. Around equal. Okay, and this queen to d7 move I made with just 1 second of thinking time because I thought a lot of threats. This is actually a very good approach. This is the only move that saves the game. Everything else is losing. So it's an active move when you don't have any time, or when your opponent doesn't have any time. Just try to go forward, just to create as many threats as possible, put pressure on him, and that would make it difficult for him. I hope you enjoyed this video. You learned that you don't need to waste so much time during your games just talking to strangers, but rather really focus on the key moment of the game, the critical moments where you need to calculate the variations. And when you have two moves which are both seemingly well, then just choose one that you feel is better for you and don't waste that much time. The critical moments appear when a lot of pieces are hanging on the board, when you have some tactical opportunities and you don't know which one to decide on, and you really need to dive deep into the variation to understand whether it's good for you or not. Those are the moments where you need to invest more of your time. If you go into the time travel territory, like for me here was below 1 minute, for you in the blitz game it could be below 20 seconds, then you really need to rely on your instincts more and make those active aggressive moves to put pressure on your opponent. If you like this type of videos and you want to dive deeper into my decision-making process, my thought process, and use that to beat everyone around you below 2000 ELO for sure, then I definitely recommend this video, because I explain you how you can beat your opponent as black using a very solid opening that I like so much and can sincerely recommend you try.